Alright, loaded live. Hello, everyone. This is another episode of Way of the Wicked after, God, what is it? 3 weeks? 14 episodes now. Jesus Christ. Alright, we are joined here today by President-elect Grave, President-elect Bryn, President-elect Tim, President-elect Clever Duck, and Wes.
I must correct you. I am not president-elect. I am caliph-elect. Duck.
Oh god.
It's just the month of silly titles that mean nothing. Completely unrelated to politics, of course, because this is a RP stream, not a politics stream. All right, where we left off last, Corinne got socked in the gut by angry dwarf because Corinne gave non-existent booze to this guy, and he spent much money on it.
I don't think that was it. It was Corinne did that in disguise, and then started insulting the dwarf when he came back in looking for the merchant, calling him an alcoholic and less than a person.
Yeah, I was going to ask, was
that was
Abner still in disguise or not?
No, I came back in and was playing like I was accosted by the same person, and was trying to take out my anger at the dwarf that was really me accosting the person that was also really me on the other dwarf that was not me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's
the
what
dwarf
I
doesn't know. The dwarf doesn't know Abner sold him the vanishing booze. Abner just went, "Well, it's your kind's fault for being drunk all the time."
Oh my god. Typical dwarvish behavior.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
so the blow landed. Abner took non-lethal damage, which was 6. If that hit, I can't remember if it did. Yeah, I believe it hit if I was rolling damage. So.
Yeah.
Let's see. Any reactions from the party in the tavern? God, why do I feel 13
No.
health is too low for Wes?
Quick question.
Yep.
Do we know? Can we actually figure out that? Can we see through Corinne's disguise?
I'm not disguised anymore.
Okay.
Corinne
okay.
is showing up as Corinne.
All right. Well, I guess it's time to fucking body slam this dwarf or some shit.
Yeah, I say, unharm that priest, you blaspheming dwarf.
Mm. Can I do a rugby tackle on the dwarf?
I believe that would be a
Attack?
combat maneuver.
Mm.
I mean,
All right.
I would like to move towards Corinne and use a cure spell, muttering, some sort of prayer.
So, combat maneuver. Am I correct?
What is the combat maneuver that you're trying to do?
That we should tackle the motherfucker.
That'd be a grapple combat maneuver.
Does that make any difference to me?
Yeah, you don't have any feats or combat maneuvers, do you?
Nope.
Let's
did
check
I
if that
16?
is, what's wrong with the character sheets? There we go. That does not succeed.
Oh my god.
So let's see. You run up. Yeah, you were behind him. So yeah, you run up behind. You try to grapple the dwarf. He shakes you off, complaining, "What the fuck are you doing, ya?" Crap! I wish I had that insult generator. You wide knickered elf.
Oh. Let go of the priest, you heretic.
One moment.
Good.
All right, is everyone dead?
I don't know. I'm here.
Verd's sound cut out there. It sounded like it cut out for a
It
second.
looks
All right,
like
I've
he
returned.
muted himself.
Yes, I
Bird
did mute
is-
myself
Bird
because
is
I had to
returning.
step away from the keyboard. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
alright, so he shook you off. You're calling him a heretic. He says, I ain't no blaspheming heretic.
I linked the insult generator in chat if you want it.
Thank you.
I'd like to. I'm going to punch the dwarf in his stupid face.
Nice.
Alright, you are in quite clear view of other dwarves, but you can do that. Make a attack roll.
That's just a regular melee attack.
Yes, regular melee attack. He docks. He docks. He ducks underneath your punch. Of course, since Drago's unstable after a long night of being love made to by a Swedish communist.
Oh my god.
It's canon, guys.
The story all wrong. Did not happen that way.
Well,
This
The more
is
you
going on.
deny it, the more we believe it's true.
Look, I'm not the one with the name Huge Anus.
All right, so I will move
did it get so
up
huge?
next to. I will move up next to Corinne and cast Cure Restore Health.
And while I am spluttering up my guts, I will make sure to
So
make perfectly clear that they are all blaspheming heretical scum for not worshiping the one true God.
So that should restore 11 health to you.
That's excessive.
Yeah, because only took non-lethal damage, so.
Only took a couple points of it too, I don't think.
Yeah, well, it was 6 non-lethal, but you were still not in threat of dying or something. Anyhow, dwarves approach from the double doorway behind Drago and Tim as they see that they're trying to attack their engineer, captain, whatever. Let's see how you guys like being attempted to be grappled.
well, they can fucking try.
This is where the bard comes in and tries to make everything happy and peaceful again and only succeeds in making it 10 times worse.
Nope. I am enjoying a drink and watching the show.
Okay, so the first engineer, let's say it's the one in the farthest right, because, you know. What is your combat maneuver defense, Mr. Drago?
I have an AC of 17. I don't know what combat maneuver defense is.
Oh, it's CMD, I think.
Oh,
Yes.
my CMD is 20.
Okay, it meets or exceeds, so you're now grappled with this fella.
Get this stupid thing off me!
And the other dwarves try also to assist him, but they're not grappling well enough. While this guy is holding on to you, he's shouting things like, "Quit attacking the man! He's been swindled!" And let's see, what's another thing? These dwarves working for Mithra. Alright, anything incendiary you also want to throw down? More, Corinne?
You're all a bunch of undersized heretics that are full of full-size blasphemy. And you should go back to your dirt holes until you learn to walk upright like proper civilized people and offer allegiance and fealty only to the great god Mitra.
Okay, so
Like
Dawn again, he throws up his hands. Stop this, all of you. Return to peaceful service of Mithra. Let's see. Men of the Tower.
This is where Wes gets a pie and throws it at the preacher.
He shouts, "Men of the Tower," and he looks towards the guardsmen that are off duty. Come aid me in breaking up this fight. Let's see, got some archer-looking types. Some of these people are unarmored, out-of-duty soldiers, but they're all approaching this way to break it up between the dwarves and the men that smell like they've been sleeping with wolves last night.
Now I need to find a way to make the humans take our side so that this becomes a racial incident.
If only our charisma character would speak up right now.
I genuinely have no idea what y'all are doing, so this is y'all's show. It's y'all's plan, y'all's idea. You guys have fun.
You were right there watching the whole thing. You just didn't happen to be actually in the game at the time.
This is y'all's plan. This is y'all's idea. Y'all have fun. You guys can go ahead and assume that I was very enthusiastically against starting combat with a group of people that we should have been wooing and trying to convince that they're on our side instead of theirs.
We weren't trying to start combat. We were trying to get them in trouble with the preacher. We were trying to split the enmity between them to take one side or the other, but it turned into this.
Well, such is life.
Grave could get his spirits to start saying we were murdered by these evil dwarves that did all sorts of dwarfy things to our human innocence or something. I don't know.
Oh, there may be something like that.
This is what the situation needs. Just throw in someone dead. Maybe a dragon or demon or two might confuse things a little less. What do you think, Wes?
Unless somebody has true sight, they should not be capable of seeing my poltergeists unless they want to be seen.
Well, there's also the fact that they're doing things, but and there's a voice coming from where an empty space would be, but the details.
They are invisible.
Donegan turns to Abner. Brother, what are you doing? Cease provoking the Master Dwarf here. Probably trying in vain to convince you to not be a prick.
I will get very upright and say something to the effect of our great Lord would not even have the dust upon the road fall on the doorsteps of those who do not follow the path of the faithful. Nevertheless, as I honor my father and mother, I will honor your wishes to not further insult these subhuman cretins.
Well spoken.
I will sigh audibly and literally facepalm behind Abner.
Luckily, Barnabas can't really hear you because there's a scuffle going on by the doorway that seems by far more interesting considering someone threw a punch his way. Let's see how I want to do this. Let's just do soft combat rules. Everyone quote-unquote acted once, so let's start again from... let's have Tim and Clever Duck roll initiative. If they roll lower than 10, The NPCs get to act first. Okay. Very expected. So let's have Tim go first, and then Clever Duck can do his thing of trying to break out of a grapple.
So, do I hear Abner's speech here about like calm me down a little bit, or am I just completely just involved? Actually, yeah, I'm completely involved in this. Fuck it, I'm gonna drag Drago out of harm's way. I suppose that would be a combat maneuver, bonus
Uh,
thing.
To spread
actually,
out
I'm gonna-
the grapple, yes.
Yeah, or can I aim a kick at one of the guys that are trying to hold him down?
The
Or-
one grappling him is on the opposite side of Drago and yourself.
I suppose
and
it's
you'd
gonna
have
be
to-
A, C, and B, but
Yeah, so you have to do C and B to see about shaking a dude off of your man.
Okay.
yeah. I'm gonna yell out. Or not yell out, but just tell him like, "You bearded children, get off him."
Alright, so how this is going to be done is Drago, when you're attempting to shake the dwarf off you, you're going to have a +2 to your roll thanks to Tim's assistance.
Okay.
Or Clever Duck. I'm certain I called you Clever Duck when I addressed you, right?
Oh my god!
I mean,
I'm mixing up the two strength meatheads here.
They are pretty interchangeable.
Thank you.
I
No,
mean,
I'm
if-
sorry. I'm sorry, that's insulting. One's a communist, so one's not a person.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
I
more
mean, if
insulting to
Ragnar
Clever
really
Duck.
wanted, yeah, if Ragnar really wanted to get that dwarf off of Drago, he could have just buggered him right off of Drago.
Well, I reserve the buggering for my actual friends. Okay.
Just like a communist.
Exactly. uh,
All right, so Drago is flailing around, going, get it off me! Get it off me! And he tries to pull the dwarf off of him.
Alright, roll combat maneuver.
oh my god!
Wow, nat 1. Jesus.
That's a nat one. Holy shit!
Womp womp.
All right, so in
Oh
your
my God.
in Drago's flailing about, Tim's trying to help you in earnest, but you
Oh,
are
no.
just making it so difficult. Roll non-lethal damage for your unarmed attack,
See,
because you hit Tim doing this.
Tim
so-
cut an elbow to the face as Drago gently caressed the dwarf's beard.
you son of a bitch.
What do I click to roll non-lethal damage?
Is just an unarmed strike.
Yeah, unarmed strike is 1d3 plus your strength modifier. And no Tenchi, punting is for gnomes.
Yeah, you'll get a stub toe if you try to punt a dwarf.
How about
Yeah,
just
they weigh
a
as much as
knee?
humans.
How about just taking a knee to their nose?
That'd
You know?
be racist.
Oh well.
Alright, so Clever Duck, you know how to do the rolls, right? Without having a...
I'm setting it up in
Okay.
as an attack. Yeah, I didn't have it set up before, so
Alright, so while that's going on, Wes, you're having
Okay.
a hearty breakfast of
Oh,
what?
Oh, 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 oh.
Like
Okay,
I'm talking to a particularly busty and beautiful waitress. Just asking what the special is.
All right,
Seeing
anyway.
seeing what they have.
Okay, back to the action. I'm not gonna count that natural one. Otherwise, I'd say, well, you critted and did lethal damage instead. But no.
Wait, what? I'm sorry, what?
Your unarmed strike also got a natural one, and you did max damage.
Oh my god.
But I'll just walk away with saying, okay, Tim took 7 non-lethal.
Holy
7 instead of 10.
Well, 7 non-lethal instead of like 7 lethal from a bloody nose to a barbarian elbow.
Yeah, okay, so is this literally as he fucking elbowed me in the nose? Is that what happened?
Yeah, because he's just flailing about.
Fucking-
Get it off! Get it off me!
I just want to fucking hit Drago at the moment.
It just turns into a fight between the two of you.
I mean, this is less damage than you did to Drago the previous night.
Well, yeah, the nose will heal, but his shame will never be the same.
Alright, so it's the dwarf's turn again. Let's say Barnabas tries to do another non-lethal attack. But this time he's trying to hit Drago to help out his other dwarf friend.
Fucking dwarf's gonna be getting a lot of free shots at us now. God dang it.
As always.
Mm-hmm. I'm feeling like the dwarves are hitting us a little bit under the belt here.
Jesus Christ. What the hell's with the
Who said
natural
that?
ones?
Really?
Okay, so Barnabas tries
Yeah.
to hit Drago, but instead he hits the dwarf.
He hits the dwarf that's grappling Drago.
Oh, this is it.
I guess the flailing does one good thing, right? 6 non-lethal.
It's like my secret barbarian drunken style kung fu. You don't understand.
You just
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
get it.
Oh my god.
So the dwarf that is now grappled with Drago, he doesn't really notice that he has been hit in the back so much by his captain, boss, whatever, and he thinks it could easily be the guy that was trying to grapple him off. This is a clusterfuck, as you may well have guessed. And let's see this dwarven engineer try to pin Drago. Okay, he doesn't succeed that.
This is great.
Okay, let's see. The dwarf engineer beneath. Let me just do that. He's gonna try to grapple onto Drago as well, because why not? It's a party, and he's now hopping on there too.
Does Drago get a bonus to his AC for being covered in dwarves?
he gets there. He has soft cover. All right, and that dwarf is gonna try to get Tim.
He fails.
To no avail.
Is it
How heavy are these dwarves?
normal person heavy?
Let's see, what are they wearing? They are wearing Well, they got some
Oh my God.
chainmail on them, and well, they're dwarves, so couple
For
100
the earth
pounds.
grips at them heavily, burdened as they are with the weight of their sins.
Exactly. What the preacher said.
Corinne's always real fun at parties.
Hell yeah.
I mean, yeah. What
I
fun
wouldn't-
party
I
have you
wouldn't
not
expect
gone to that is quoting the Bible to insult people?
I fucking love it. All right, so
All right,
your
so
turn, kind of.
let's see, what was the last roll that was made? Yeah, that was an ineffectual grapple attempt.
Hmm.
You hear some more grumbling dwarves approaching behind, filling in gaps in the doorway, trying to get in and take down this obvious fight going on. And that's when the humans intervene. Let's see how successful they are in trying to disarm
God.
something.
I bet this is gonna be even worse.
Ooh.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, he can get a dwarf off of Drago and throw him back here, adjacent space here. But of course, Drago has this dwarf on him now.
God.
Let's try to get. Nope, that one's unhelpful. At least it didn't roll a natural 1. This guy approaches the dwarf and complains at him for starting a fight. The other two are coming in to seize Barnabas and pull him away. Okay, anything the party wants to do in between rounds?
I let the waitress know I would like my eggs over easy and some toast if available.
Okay, she
Toast.
was kind of distracted with this fight, but she's like, okay, all right. And she walks off.
Would it be a mistake to assume that the dwarves are good aligned?
Would that be a mistake to assume? I don't know.
Did you
They
just
are.
assume their alignment?
Yes. Did you just assume their alignment? Yeah.
God.
You can assume they're good since some of them have Mithra symbols, but you know, not everyone is good that worships religion. Cough, cough.
Sure, we're talking about the same sort of alignment right now. Oh wait, so did you say dwarves or doors?
How dwarves align.
Yeah, I'm
No. Corinne asked about dwarves.
I'm going to move over towards Cranston and catch the waitress on the way there, and just order a couple eggs and some toast over medium eggs, rye bread if you have it.
Oh, real original.
Oh no! I see what you're doing. I have healed who I can reach. I'm not trying to cause any more problems right now.
God, and this whole scene's gonna end with someone being thrown on that very table, and one of you says, "Check, please."
Yeah, pretty much.
I like the setup. What would
Right,
what kind of a skill test would it be to try to throw someone?
That would be. I'm having trouble remembering, but
Can I do a strength check for that?
it'd be a combat maneuver check. Either way, it'd
Fine.
be. You don't have the feats for it, so it's pretty much irrelevant. I think it's under bull rush or reposition.
Alright.
But of course, you can only throw people as well as your combat maneuver bonus allows.
Alright.
this slightly. There we go. Some minor autism to fix. Anyhow.
Mm.
Alright, so back to player turns. Tim, then Drago, then the NPCs.
Yes. I would try to just throw a dwarf. It's fun.
Alright, which one?
Hey. The one who is next to me, who tried to tackle me or combat maneuver me but failed. So this one, I
Okay.
believe.
Which direction?
Yes. Over this way. Just right overhead, just pulling him.
Throw him at the priest.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay, let's see.
Yes.
Combat maneuvers.
This thing. Yes. This general direction.
Yeah, sorry, I'm double checking rules to see what works. Alright, you grab the dwarf, you throw him around, and in that direction you hit. Oops, accidentally had alt clicked. Alright, and you throw him in to both Father Donegan and. Oh, oops. And this guard
Nice.
here. Knocking him prone and severely pissing off both the guard and Donegan, despite him being a couple feet higher on the stage.
Nice. Well, I'm happy with that.
Of course, the Grey Tide is never ending, but let's go to Drago's turn.
Okay, I'm going to try to throw the dwarf off me into the guard, kind of there. But I'm like flailing around, so I'm not making it look like I'm not purposely trying to throw him into it. Like it's just an accident that the dwarf happens to come off in that way, if you catch my meaning.
You know you're in combat.
Hello?
You shouldn't be thinking about trying to get a dwarf off.
Look, in my line of work, you know, sometimes you do the things you aren't too proud of.
Oh my god.
Alright, you said it was on the guy to your right?
Yeah, that one.
Second. Alright. Alright, you throw him. Jesus Christ, the overlap. The guard there is knocked prone, so is the dwarf because of it. The guards nearby are calling you to cease this fighting. The dwarves are, of course, well, Father Donegan's gonna step back. The dwarves try to step in again, but the guards are very close and able to grapple the ones that are nearby to get them to stop. Barnabas was pulled away and disengaged, though he is in perfect striking distance of the hateful preacher that was right there. Let's see. The dwarves outside hesitate to now surround both Ragnar and Drago. Do you wanna keep trying to fight them?
No, I put up my hands. I obey the law.
Is that what Jim
Even a
tells you to
human
do?
barbarian is more reasonable than a dwarf.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess I'll just make sure to protect the back of my main man, Drago. It's my
So
back.
what,
I
Tim,
got
you're
your
not
back, man.
gonna throw a fist to bash the fash?
little bit. I kind of want to actually just punch Drago in the face because of the goddamn elbow. But then we can take care of that later.
After
But you
all
know
the
what? Yes.
guards have been dismissed. Okay.
No, you're right. You're right. I should like really get into the Antifa character of this. I'm just gonna fucking bash the next dwarf over the head with something. Is there a share I can use?
On the stage there's a bench.
Bash him with a bench?
I'm sorry there are no bike locks handy.
Yeah, I'm feeling that right now. Can I just like kind of grab the bench and just do a fucking sweep across the floor?
I'm gonna say if you roll 1, you're hidden Drago, right?
Yes, please do. Alright, so what is that? Is it CMB again? Or something else?
No, it's not CMB. Let's say it's a move action
Melee?
to draw a bench and use it as an improvised great club.
Yeah.
So that would just leave us. What does a great club stat look like?
Oh my god. I have a leather club? I guess that's not the same thing.
Alright, a great club does 1d10 damage for a medium weapon, and since it's an improvised weapon, it's fragile, so it will take all damage that it is dealt
So-
upon itself.
What do I roll to hit?
Your usual melee attack bonus minus 2, I think, because it's improvised.
Right.
Alright.
Oh, it's not a 1.
Oh, damn it. But you're trying to hit the dwarven engineer next to you?
Yeah. This dude.
Okay, his
One
AC
above
is...
me.
Whew, AC 17, so...
Oh no!
You-
Damn it!
You smash against his chainmail with the big wooden bench. Just to see what effect it has on the bench. Could you roll for 1 damage? 1d10 plus strength modifier? Well, sorry,
Yeah,
strength and
sure.
a half. Yeah.
Half strength modifier. Okay. Well, round it up or down?
It's...
Down, I think.
See, what's your strength modifier?
5.
So it'd be 7. Yeah, round down.
Oh, wait. 7. Alright.
Yeah, because you're
1d
you're holding it with 2
Oh,
hands.
5 plus. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so you break the bench in half, hitting the dwarf with it, but the dwarf has no effect.
That really fucking sucks.
Wait,
so you're holding-
isn't the dwarf above him being grappled by the guard? So shouldn't he get a bonus to attack if it's grappled?
No, he isn't. He isn't being grappled in the combat maneuver sense, but he is being held back.
Okay,
Like,
just trying to egg it on.
Yeah. No, so I take it he braces himself and just managed to take the hits in a
yeah, it takes on the
beneficial
chin,
way for
pretty
him.
much.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna offer that. I'm gonna just take a step back and just look approvingly on him, like respect.
All right. Let's see. I need more guards here. Let's get one of you and one of you. There we go. They come up. They wade through the crowd of dwarves that were standing by, trying to enact more violence, and they pull. Not aggressively, but what's another adjective? Well, they
Forcefully.
try. Yes, they forcefully recommend that you leave the area for now, pulling you guys away from the inn for a short amount of time. Damn it.
I'm gonna, no, you should arrest all the dwarves. Did you not see how they attacked the esteemed Abner? They attacked the
Yeah,
priest.
he attacked the priest. We were just defending the noble priest.
Yeah. No priest, no
You, you,
peace.
you tried to hit
We
a
are
dwarf with a
humble
bench,
hunters
sir.
coming from the wilderness. And these heathen dwarves are attacking the priest.
All right, so they're trying to escort you out of the
Yeah.
tavern by the arm. Are you just gonna let them do
I
that?
mean, Ragnar, you did also hit a priest with a dwarf.
You have a
See,
point.
mounting evidence
Absolutely.
that the dwarves were hitting priests.
Well, I'm gonna. What are some good slang terms to call the dwarves? Well,
Well, you can go
'cause I would like.
goblin and call them
Stunties.
stunties.
Uh,
The stumpy goblin sentient enema.
these bearded goblins try to blaspheme against the holy priests of the church, whichever it is, whatever it is called, uh, uh, stuff like that. Now, can I just generally just yell to them, "You bearded goblins," stuff like that. This
I
was
mean,
just a
yes, you
peaceful
can.
protest,
Mostly peaceful.
mostly peaceful protest against the dwarves.
All right, so while they are being pulled away, let's see, we're having Barnabas being pulled away from Corinne and asked about the situation by one of the guards. Donegan gives Abner much of a disapproving shake of his head before he goes back downstairs to check out what all that racket was before. Let's change the scenery again. Yeah, so combat's essentially over for now. Let's say it's like a half an hour later, unless you guys have more you want to do there.
Are we assuming that Wes knows or witnessed what happened, but just wasn't in on the plan that we did with the dwarf? But he saw, like, me come in and start talking about being accosted.
I'm assuming Wes didn't know you were the shape change dwarf and just has the same information as everyone else.
All right, that's what I was wondering. If we needed to explain to him what started the fight. Like he was in the bathroom and came out and was like, "Oh, what's going on here?"
I think he saw the whole thing, just doesn't know the details of what we did.
All right,
let's
that's
say
fine.
like half an hour later after the incident, all the dwarves funneled out the inn. Father Donegan is scratching his head by looking at what happened down there, because obviously the place isn't haunted by any degree, but the phenomenon does appear to be resembling that of a haunt. That's just mundane details that only few would really care about in your party. But he does leave eventually. And I guess are you guys returning to your table where you're having now sunny side up eggs and toast? Oh, sorry. Grave was having over medium, right?
Yes, Wes had over easy. I had over medium.
and uncooked bread with made of rye. Yes, I got it.
Unwhy bread.
Well, if before he leaves, I would just like to go up and introduce myself to him as Armor of God Sunderbrook, a traveling confessor. If you ever need my services,
He hears the name and he's like, "Child, were your parents a bit strange?"
only in their unceasing devotion towards the Lord that most would dare hope they could achieve.
Quite fair, child, but I do recommend not starting fights among the faithful.
I kind of want to
Right.
say I didn't start it, but that seems kind of petulant. I would. Hold on, I got a proverb for this.
Is there
From the
something
fruit of
you've
their
done?
lips, people are filled with good things, and the work of their hands brings them reward. The work of the hands of the dwarf was about his booze. Mine was about spreading the faith in the word of the Lord.
You've
That is
called
all
him
that that
quite.
is all that I exist to do. Thus my works are good.
You've said quite unkind things about dwarven kind in the effort of spreading the word of the Lord. You do know that, correct?
Fuck your feelings is a good way to put that. If the word of the Lord causes pain to the feelings of others, that is not my concern. My concern is only that they hear and obey.
He asks.
I will not sully my word with contrivances in order to effect a better feeling for those who are cross with the Lord.
He asks, "Child, when was the last time you've been to a confessional?"
This is kind of like I'm just gonna look at him all shocked and appalled. Like, does the Pope shit in the woods? Like, I just came from a ritual cleansing of myself in order to purify myself of my sins.
Why am I imagining that being like uh, explained to the man in a hipster accent? Like, duh, I cleanse myself every day.
Duh! Don't you know? I was into flagellation before it was cool. Okay.
Uh, Father Donegan just simply stares at Abner for a while. Then be fair, child. Please be fair. He says before walking off to go about his duties back at the tower, presumably. So after that exchange, it's about like 10, maybe 20 minutes before the dwarves are released and free to go about their work day, and it's before Ragnar and Drago can go back into the inn. Let's see.
Just to be clear, these dwarves aren't Mitrans, are they? I thought they were worshipping dwarven gods. These were traveling itinerant dwarves.
No, they do worship Mitra. Pretty much everyone in fucking Talonguard worships Mitra.
I was thinking that these weren't native dwarves, though. These were traveling, like,
The island
here for a job.
The island is, well, an island continent. So they're not traveling from afar to do engineering work. They're native.
I guess that means there's no dwarven altars we can go tip over.
No, but of course you can tip over a few casks in their kind of town district. In their enclave.
They've got to have some sort of obnoxious, like, social faux pas quirk that can be exploited. Like listening to loud music at intersections.
Or jaywalking.
Jaywalking.
Oh my god.
Public drunkenness. lice because they don't shave their beards. I don't know, something.
Well, they have the
Drago and Ragnar, we should be going around town, and we can be like those the wolf pelts that we collected last time. We can go around town, and as we're trying to sell the wolf pelts, we can be telling the townspeople the story about how these drunken, surly dwarves attacked a priest in the tavern, and spread the story around town.
But assuming we have sufficient privacy, I will fill in Sir Wes Wyleven, the de facto head of our troop at the moment. But
I ain't the head of no one.
I will not esteem him as such an erstwhile host. And just basically just say, yeah, the short and long of it was we were trying to sow division in the ranks of it by, getting the preacher cross with the dwarf, and things went from there. So dissent in the ranks to get the dwarves upset with the preacher and vice versa, that they might be expelled from the tower, thus weakening its defenses. Or at the very least hindered significantly.
Oh yeah, no, it was very very entertaining. The little wrestling match that y'all were having, that was quite good. But anyway,
it's wrestling.
so now that that's over, where can I find the other objectives?
That should be in your story handout, the clay seal.
Excellent.
No, wait. Squire Timian's help has more in-depth stuff on it.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just have that off to the side so people can...
Oh yeah, there's a lover's quarrel we can exploit. And we can go, we can go Brokeback Mountain, try to find Captain Varning again. And Mama Luisa Giuseppe.
Yeah, that's right.
Other one.
Oh my god.
Look,
How's
Wes,
that racist?
Corinne wasn't waving her hands around while she said it. It's not racist.
Only was that easy.
Let me take a look at this real fast. What now, Bird?
All right. While you're taking a look at that, a man in shit. I need to have these descriptions up to look at myself, don't I? Continue your conversation while I screw around here. If there is any conversation to be had.
I'm just kind of trying to figure out what I should. I'm thinking. So we have a couple of options. In combination with my with the circlet that I have, that I think we all have, which allows us to change our appearances. I also have something that allows me to. What is it? Hold on. Let me look this up exactly what this does.
For purposes of, I guess, making Abner's desires or thoughts perfectly known, is that the best solution to this problem that we are facing is to cause as much division behind the line as possible and have those within the tower either leave the tower to put down the unrest, or at the very least not be paying attention in the direction they should be when the siege comes. And that is the goal towards that end. And in the meantime, in the course of that, we will also exploit these other, things, because while they're paying attention to this unrest that we're causing, they will inevitably have to come out and interact with us, which allows them to be like, "Oh, didn't I see you macking on that girl over there?" That dude's wife? Yeah, that was you, right?
So we have.
So one of the things that I have is the sleeves of many garments, which allows me to change my clothes to basically look however I want it to look. So I'm thinking, and on top of that, I have a sapphire pendant of the Ilarian Holy Knights. So I'm thinking maybe. What do y'all think about me? Perhaps either A, because what we learned about the dwarves here recently is that they are worshippers of Mitra and whatnot. So maybe I can
And
get on the
raving
good
drunk.
and raving drunks. Yes, maybe I can get on the good side of them, looking like a holy knight. Maybe one of the ones that we came in contact with earlier. Um, or I could maybe pose as a messenger with the holy symbol as proof of my. Uh, oh, you want to sow division in the ranks? We could. I could act like a messenger from the holy knights and maybe send a message to the dwarves that there is uh, there's something evil in the tower or something like that, or maybe send a message to the guards, like the captain of the guard or something, that the dwarves are demon worshippers and they need to be wiped out or something like that.
Yeah, we should try to paint the dwarves as demon worshippers because that ties in with what Graves' character was doing with having the poltergeists write
Basically, the
messages
priest was
disparaging the
false.
priest.
If what you could do to that end in a more broad sense is bring a message to to the guards in the tower or whatever, that your order has discovered that there are essentially harbored within the dwarves of the city a cult of demon worshippers or something, fingering the dwarves more broadly, putting them on notice, and that you're here to investigate it, essentially, thus saving the identity for later if you ever need to bring it back up. That'll generally put them in generally on guard and askance looking towards the dwarves, which will then enable, or it should aid any other further attempts to sow division.
Well, the only thing that I'm worried about is if they start to inquire about my identity or anything like that, and I obviously can't give them specifics. That's why I'm thinking I'm a messenger, and I have the symbol as proof of where I came from, type of thing.
Yeah, no, I get that. I just think
I'm
about the
thinking,
nature of the message should be more general rather than specific kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
hey, we know there's a cult of demon worshippers operating out of here. We know the ringleader is a dwarf and hiding among the dwarves. Stuff like that.
that wouldn't be a bad idea. Uh, hey, Verd, remind me again what the Ilarian Holy Knights do and what they're about.
They're hunting Asmodeans.
Well, then, isn't that convenient?
And yes, if you'd be a messenger or posing as one, you'd be a squire, presumably, or you'd be posing as a squire.
Oh,
Hi guys, I'm
and-
just a boot. I don't know what's going on, but they told me to tell you this.
yeah,
and just funnily enough, you can remember Timian didn't have one of those pendants, but the full knight did. So
Also, without going too far, try to present yourself as an investigator, and then using the pendant to do stuff, and then later on, basically bring the character back when we want to go kick in a dwarf's door or something and start shit.
I could. Yeah.
I'm an inquisitor stuff, stuff like that.
start abusing authority, get your way into the tower, start sabotaging siege equipment, and say, "Oh look, I think the dwarves are working for Asmodeus, and they're fucking with your siege equipment."
So what I'm thinking,
I'll let you
Magister.
decide.
Say what now?
You can decide. You should get the opportunity to choose our next course of action since we've already had brokeback adventures and bar fights.
Yeah, I think I think I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pay my bill and and I'm going to leave the bar and I'm gonna head out of town far enough so that no one sees me, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do that, Bird.
Interrupting the action for a bit, what I was going to be saying before I had to look at my information here. Shit, I actually lost what I was looking at. Anyway, as you're walking out of the tavern, you kind of run into a man entering the tavern at the same time you're leaving. He looks to be like some form of dour man with let's see, armored or something. Yeah, he's oh shit, his sheet has been deleted. That's annoying. Okay, dour man with some kind of armor. Let's see. Yeah, he's a dour kind of man wearing some officer's uniform because he's not walking around town with his full plate armor. That the way that his gambeson is rigged up with straps, it appears that he would normally be wearing plate. Yes, you've run into what appears to be one of the captains of the place, though you don't know the descriptions of any of them because you've never met before. You still want to go out into the woods, or?
I keep my head down and apologize and keep walking.
All right. The man walks past and sits at the bar for whoever's still left in the tavern to observe. All right, and you are going to leave town and change
Rolling
your
perception to observe. Keep going with Wes.
Okay, you observe him very closely. Got it. All right, you're able to change your disguise. What are you disguising yourself as, or more exactly, what form is your disguise taking?
Changing my appearance to be someone else. If you want me to be specific, some random villager that I have seen at some point, if I need to be actually specific, from outside of this town. And
Well, I mean more like uniform details, like.
My uniform is a match to that of Squire Timian's, except not as ripped apart and worn out, travel worn, you know.
Right. Worn out, Weasley-looking face, you know.
Not Squire Timian himself. The uniform.
Yes.
The uniform of Squire Timian.
You're wearing.
I am not going to act like I am him. That
yes,
would be
you're wearing
foolish.
the blues and blacks, the tabard, I think it is.
Yeah. Basically, I'm mirroring his uniform that he was wearing, except not as tortured.
All right, and you return to town without issue or much complaint. Though it is, some people do look at you strange for not like riding in on a horse, or the fact that
I actually beeline it to a guard, and with a distressed look on my face, I go, "Please, I need to speak to a captain of the guard immediately, preferably someone in Balentyne Tower."
Let's see. One of the town guard looks at you quizzically. You're now. All right. You're in Aldencross. Balentyne is not very far from here. Do you know who you're trying to seek?
I don't know names. I just need to speak with a captain of the guard or someone in authority, please.
I believe it'd be. Thinking about it. I think it's Ederly that's working on the gate tower right now. Approach the tower, not far from here.
And I go where
he points you down the
tells me to
road.
go.
Yeah.
I follow his directions. Keeping up the distressed act, I head directly where he tells me to go.
Okay. Let's change the scene over to this. Alright, so you are running through town. Start there. Reach here. Reach there. All 3 times, nobody really sees through your disguise or pulls you aside and asks what's wrong. Jesus, I really need a scene for the Balentyne Tower. That's not the actual map. Alright, you reach the... Maybe I should just do the map.
Oh, fancy.
Are you looking at the stream?
No.
No.
The D20 rolled on my screen.
I just see the perception check, the 24.
I see a D20
that-
on my screen with a 14 as a result.
The roll was 14, but there's a 10 modifier.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just for the guard in the, the captain or whoever who came into the inn.
Alright, no, alright.
Alright, so Wes under disguise arrived at, let's see. I'm looking at officers for Wes. He's not an officer.
Are you sure
Sorry about
that?
the resolution. This is a very zoomed in version of the map.
That's okay. We don't mind.
Alright, you arrive, there's guards at the gate. Someone sees you from above here because of course it's a gatehouse. So there's someone that looks above. A more dashing looking man with wearing. You have not sure why I don't ever have my notes just ready for this stuff. Yep, wearing a chain shirt, he looks over the precipice of the tower wall and calls, "What ho, Squire, is it?"
Yes. I'm a squire of the Aurelian Knights. I need to speak with a captain of the guard as soon as possible.
You're speaking to one. Do you need to come up and talk in person?
Yes, it is imperative that we speak in private.
He steps away from the wall's edge, apparently talking to someone in there. The gate opens up for you to wander inside. 2 guards are flanking the inside of the doorway. One says, "I'll lead you up to." No. He says, "We'll wait here for the captain to arrive."
I nod and I thank them both.
Okay, and here we are. A handsome, dark-haired man with light chainmail armor, with wearing, of course, the colors of the tower upon his breast, and he has a bow strapped to his back. He lays his hands on his hips. So, Squire, what is this about?
I look around and kind of cautiously, and I lean in close to him and I go, first of all, I go, may I ask your name, sir?
I am Captain Zacharias Ederly.
Oh, Captain Edley, I am very, very happy to see you. But I have some very dire news about the goings on in this town and at the tower, at Balentyne Tower. And I lean close and I go, are you familiar with the dwarves that are working on the siege engines inside?
He looks at you somewhat quizzically. Yes, I'm familiar with them. Barnabas and his crew just arrived here for work this morning.
So they're in the castle. They're in the tower.
They've been here for months.
Oh no. I put on a very, very distressed look and I go, oh my. Oh, in the name of Mitra, I pray that it is not too late. Please, you need to begin an investigation subtly in them. We have information that there are Asmodeus worshippers within that group. And one of them, the leader is someone in the band of dwarves. They are, and I put my head down and shake my head slightly, and I go, they are wielding forces that are incredibly powerful, incredibly dangerous.
And my response to that wonderful performance is roll bluff. See. And to my shame, I remember why I didn't draw up their character sheets, but I still have them on another source. So let me roll here for this. Okay, he doesn't see anything wrong with what you're saying. This is distressing news, Squire. I'm certain you have evidence to present to... Thank God, you have a document open for everything. I assume you have evidence to present to the Lord.
I shake my head and I go, no evidence yet. But from what my masters told me, it was a reliable source.
He looks slightly distraught from this, mainly because he doesn't know how to handle the information you're giving him. He reaches up, he scratches his thin, dark goatee in pondering thought.
If there's, as after a few moments, I go, if there's someone else that no offense to you, good captain, but if there's someone else that I need to speak to in order to start an investigation or help out in any way I can in order to find what needs to be found, please take me to them. While I don't have any evidence right now, this is from a fully fledged Aurelian Knight.
Well, the Aurelian Knights have not steered us wrong before, but I might need to bring this up to Lord Haviland. He is the only one that can be trusted with a decision this big to evict the siege engineers from the tower or begin an investigation upon whether or not they're untrustworthy.
Please, please, anything that I can do to help. But this must be done as soon as possible. Time is of the most extreme essence if they have already begun their deeds.
He lets out a sigh and then says, "Young squire, you look tired. Shall you find you a bed for the evening? You must have run a long way."
Yes. Yes. Please. Some form of private room, if you can. I need to wash out a few things.
And then, no, he's not going to question any further. Right, so he steps aside and says, "Come along now, into the tower, friend." And where would he put you? Double checking my other map. Yep, he brings you. Yeah, he brings you down the hall. I'm gonna move your character for you. Brings you down the hall to this room, opens one of the doors, and leads you in. It's not privacy, but there's this massive barracks. He steps aside and says, "Unfortunately, our hospitality is rather weak at the moment. You can definitely notice that there are guards sleeping in these beds. Assumably, they've been working on the night shift. We haven't many private rooms to offer. At most, you can take a bed for a few hours to get some shut eye, and you can go to the dining hall to get a meal. That is much the same situation that the dwarves are facing. They sleep at the inn in Aldencross, but they have to commute here every day and every morning and night."
My God. In the name of Mitra, they're communing with the other with the average. Oh no, this is far, far worse. It could be that average citizens are being tempted and demented into the service of Asmodeus. But one thing at a time.
Yes, please, Squire, do quell the hysterics around here. These are men of God, yes, but we are military men. We need to keep a stiff upper lip for all this.
Yes. I need to sleep. I'm sorry. I will have a more stable head with me once I get some sleep. Thank you very much for your help, Captain. And I walk over to a bed and I lay down.
Fare thee a good rest, sir. And then
and I go,
out.
"Please." But before he goes, I go, "Please, as soon as you can, an audience with the Lord."
I shall send someone to get you whenever he's available. Thank you for informing us.
I breathe kind of heavily and I go, "Thank you." And I sit on the bed.
All right. And he departs. Just delete this. It's going to be at least an hour for that. Should we move on to the others?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, you guys in the inn. You've been abandoned by Wes playing the role of the squire. What plots are you getting up to now? Is Grave going back to, dead naming, President-elect Hugh Janus going back to his job at the Alchemist?
Yeah, I mean, I will observe the captain who came in to see if he's going to philander with somebody else's wife, um, and then still make it in time for work. Then I will proceed to gather more materials and make excessive quantities of black powder and obtain any other recipes I can.
So you finished your breakfast after eyeing the dour captain that's partaking of some morning booze and a light meal before you head off to work. That leaves what? Abner, Ragnar, and Drago in the tavern.
Yes,
Anything
I believe
going on
so.
with you guys?
I think Ragnar and I, we should try to sell the wolf pelt, and while we are doing that, we can spread the story in the town of how these blasphemous dwarves attacked the innocent priest.
Yes.
I just like to say, the way that you say wolf in Arnie's accent.
Well, I could go disguise myself as a dwarf again and start, putting symbols of Asmodeus on certain buildings.
Work.
If you will it, it will be done.
Unless you have a better idea. My stealth isn't the greatest, so. Otherwise, I could go do sinners in the hand of an angry god in some town square and roll ridiculously high on my intimidate because of reasons, and like intimidate perform people into looking askance at dwarfs, shall we say?
I might actually be able to do that. I have a ridiculously high intimidate. Or something
Well,
like that.
make your choice.
I could perhaps assist you in that role in that case.
Because I believe I'm high enough level that I can use my torture roll for intimidate.
Yeah, you guys could go
Yes, I
do
can.
that to intimidate them while I go around and spread the story of how they attacked you.
Yeah, would there be any benefit of me following along doing the extra intimidation?
Well, the better question is this: would this be a perform or would this be an intimidate or both? Because we're trying
Yes.
to sway a crowd, not an individual, person.
Uh, Intima perform.
Okay.
You're performing a Louis Farrakhan, so it'd be a
They
bit of performance, a bit of intimidation.
have to roll both of them, or could Ragnar roll the performance while I do the intimidation, or something like that.
Sure,
He could sit there and be like, "Preach, brother, preach."
preach it.
That's right,
That's
Could do
right.
that probably.
So effectively, Ragnar is going to be Flavor
Hype man.
Flav to
Yeah.
Plant or whatever it's called.
You have a perform skill higher than nothing.
I have two.
Better than I got. I got one. What do you got?
Intimidate.
Duck?
Got intimidated by it otherwise. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
let's see. Did you roll or?
If we're going to do that, it
Yeah.
was just an idea. We can try that.
Yeah, it could be fun. I'm for it.
I think if it'd be even better to, because since we're using the spheres, it begs questions about how spellcraft works and identification of spells versus minor miracles kind of thing.
Spells are identified in much the same way, but you're identifying them by the school of spell and what components that you're deriving the.
Basically, could I do
casting
like
from.
a consecration or a heal or something and have it be like holy divine miracle of the Lord, and not oh you're using a spell, dude. What's up,
No, divine miracle is a spell, so.
It would be classified probably in the divine sense of spells.
To both.
Yes.
It would be seen as magic, but given from a divine source.
That is how I will say magic works in this universe. Very, very low effort Pathfinder-ish.
All right. Well, we can try that. We can and because of Father Donegan, I will start out retailing my story and what lesson I learned about the faith through this story and how wonderful Father Donegan was to point out all of the nasty things I think about dwarves and
Now,
confirm them with his scriptural wisdom.
what seems like the mundane question: where would you be hosting this speech?
I would say probably not at that inn, like maybe like a major square, a couple of blocks away,
So
that I could gesture and like that same inn right over there kind of thing, but not right next to it,
the second most major, because this is quote unquote the town square, but major intersection would be here, but the largest major clearing here would be before one of the Mitran shrines.
That would probably be the best place to do it, in front of the shrine. And I can go center to the hand, and I'm not going to make it overtly kill all the dwarves, but I'm going to.
And that would be the shrine that's farthest from the Dwarven Enclave, which we think we established was here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we can do that, and I'm going to basically. I'm not going to shit on the dwarves in this sermon. I'm going to use the incident to make the sermon's point, so that way they naturally are going to fit into the role of the drinkers and the brawlers, and how they will fall asunder. Their good works are not to be seen in this case.
Do you have a sample of your sermon to offer?
Hold on, I can find you a proverb about it if you want me to.
No. I was pretty much begging for some roleplay there. But yeah, we can just roll dice and be done with it. If you want, I can go on to do the West stuff and come back here after you've written a small speech about how...
Yes, we can do that. I have to write a good sermon here.
Alright, so back to Balentyne Tower. Shift over here. Let's see. Let's see where to go for...
Well, does anyone else want to do anything?
The only thing I'll do is just ask around about local gossip for things while I'm at work. If the alchemists seem to know anything that's going on in town. After I saw this massive brawl this morning at the inn, where dwarves came in and randomly attacked this preacher.
If you want,
came with me into town.
If you want, I could roleplay Drago a bit, just trying to go around town and sell his pelts and spread the story. If you want me to do that.
You can certainly do that. Let's see. Oh yes, but something I've missed in the daily schedule here is yeah, I'm just going to interrupt and go back to Wes. As you're just sitting there and you're in your bed, one of the acolytes arrives into the barracks, seemingly looking for people that are up and awake. He's dressed in pretty fine robes, has a silver pendant of Mitra sitting proudly on his chest. He approaches you in gregarious fashion. Ah, brother Squire, I've heard you arrived from out of town recently on grave news. Would you be joining us in the choir hall for morning prayers and sermons? Is that in character?
No. I look at him with massive amounts of fatigue in my eyes, and I will go and I will say, brother, as much as it pains me, fatigue has hit me from my incredibly long and dangerous journey, and I must rest. I fear if I stand up, I will collapse on the floor. I'm sorry. Please express my regret to the preacher, father, whatever equivalent, and let them know that I will be by to give my penance later.
Is that so? That's a shame. We were to be singing hymns to the guards on duty and off, as well as the Lord Haviland. But you take of your rest, good sir.
Thank you, and sincerely thank you for understanding. I've been met with nothing but kindness since I came here.
That is so. We are men of God, not men of rudeness. And
I then lay down on the bed and I close my eyes.
With a bow of his head and genuine well wishes, he walked off down the hall to go to the church on the higher level of the keep. All right. All right. So, was it Drago? You wanted to do something? Or was it?
Yes, I was just going to walk around town, trying to find someplace to sell the wolf pelts that Ragnar and I had collected, and while I'm doing that, spread the story of the bar fight. And I'm going to use the iron circlet to kind of like add bruises to my face so that people will be like, "Oh, what happened to you?" You know,
Yeah, because the only one that earned bruises from that was Tim, from you.
Bad.
All right.
I could assist in making him a little bit more bruised.
Oh yeah, did you want to punch him now that you're beyond polite company of the guards?
Yeah.
Yes.
As Drago says, well, you know, I could use the circlet to give myself bruises so I can. So people will ask me what happened, and then I tell them the story.
Punch him in the face. Is it just a melee?
That's your melee roll, and for damage it's 1d3 plus. Let's see, what is your AC without your dex bonus?
That is pretty fucking embarrassing if I'm just gonna hit him and nothing happens.
Rolls one on damage.
Flat-footed AC.
It would be,
you hit him in his his Kiko armor, and he doesn't have any reaction.
You know, I wouldn't actually need to roll to hit, but then I did anyway. I don't know what's wrong. Oh god, yeah, I'm getting tired. I think. Anyway, what was the damage? 1d3 plus.
You want me to redistribute the damage to his face?
Yes.
Okay, but I will stipulate that first roll was your first attempt, and Ragnar was or Drago. Do you have a fresh reaction for that, Clever Duck?
My fucking
Hey,
god.
my eyes are up here.
All right, yes, but it's a 1d3 plus strength.
There we go.
Okay, yeah, that's your next hit attempt. Yeah, you do pass AC.
Yeah, 1d3 plus, sorry, strength. So plus 5. Is it going to? I am, yes. Oh well, whatever. It's 6 goddamn damage.
It should be enough to give him a shiner.
Yeah, I feel so. I feel like that.
First punch
Hey,
went to the
that's better, but
chest
you
and had
still
no
hit like a
effect.
girl.
Or what you said last night.
People
Anyway,
on the
Yeah,
street
whatever
eyed
you
you
have to tell
weirdly.
yourself. We both know what
Whatever.
really happened in the woods.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. By the way, a little bit out of character. I'm getting pretty damn tired. Just so you guys know.
All right, we're probably gonna be ending here in actually wait, 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So even if you don't want to stay in, I'm pretty sure you don't have many things to do with your character, right?
Yeah, I'm basically gonna be a fanboy of Korean.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah. So Drago, you'll part from the exchange with Tim where you got your face actually beaten finally. After you flubbed a couple times.
Once.
Sure it is. And I'll need you to roll. Let's say diplomacy for a retelling of the story, or performance if you want a really dramatic retelling of the story.
Let's see. Pretty bad in both of them, so I guess I'll try to perform and do a really dramatic retelling of the story.
Not bad. I mean, it's not exactly a bluff, so of course it's. There's some elements of truth. You got beaten up as a result of the fight that happened.
Yeah, where's the lie?
Yeah.
I saw no lie in Drago's eyes.
All right. So the fact is that the humans they talk to are kind of worried that such a fight just broke out into their little peaceful town near the watchtower, and for whatever reason you tell a dwarf, and he's like, "Piss off, long legs."
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I would expect a half man to say.
Hmm.
All right, let's roll for average dwarf to hit Drago. Another fight in the streets.
Hi.
What do you know?
Nice.
Do it.
Yeah, so ineffectual because you're wearing armor, of course. He tries to punch
So
you.
he's
and
just Drago is just going to say to the people, you see what they do. They attack. They are mindless heathens. They just attack any person they see that they don't like. They even attacked the priest, as I was saying.
And you're just a tall feckin' bigot.
Sound like a total hoser, bro.
Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot that we had the Canadian dwarves, right? Yeah, I can't do that. Because I don't know what I'm talking about when I do Canadian.
Fucking hoser, bro.
Canadian dwarves just sounds like a bad time.
Yeah. I'd have
Sorry,
to. No,
didn't
no,
mean
no,
to hit
no.
you with my battle axe.
Not gonna start YouTuber drama live. Okay. Anyway, you go to sell the wolf pelts at the end of your storytelling and riling up a small crowd and the northwest parts of town, I assume. Do you remember how many wolf pelts you had, right?
As I recall, we did fairly well. It was something like 7 or 8 of them.
7 or 8, jeez. Gonna take you at your word for that. Wolf pelts. You're gonna have to look at that commodity. Shit, it's all Kingmaker stuff. Let's say you can sell the pelts for about 2 silver a piece, earning you 1 gold, 4 silver.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not like seals or anything, you know. Real expensive pelts. Especially the baby variety. Alright, that being done, who wants to go first? Wes or Corinne?
Corinne can go, it's fine.
Well, does Corinne have her fiery sentence?
I've got several.
Awesome. Alright, let's
Who's gonna be the hype man?
Let's
Tim
see.
is the hype man. Yeah.
Do I get a bonus to my roll if I actually give a good sermon?
I will, yes.
Nice. What should I do to help?
Dearly beloved, brothers and sisters, there's a great demon awake in this land, and that demon is known as the wicked evil alcohol. From the fruit of his lips, a man will enjoy good things, but the desire of the faithless is violence and sin. As you all know, alcohol leads to bad things. It leads to violence, and many things can be known by a man, or a dwarf, in this case, by their mouth, both what they put in it and hold inside of it. The lips of the righteous know what is fitting, but the mouth of the wicked is perverse. The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. Thus does this lead to anger and sin, and a fool's anger is known at once, but a prudent man overlooks an insult. I tell you this because of an incident that happened to me just the other day. I was walking about the town, just coming from my penitence, when all at once I was accosted and shoved into the mud by a scoundrel seller of perverse fluids, of one who might be particularly considered to be of the shorter variant, who himself had his mouth covered, as the wicked do. And upon prevailing upon the proprietor of the inn, after I went in, I was again assailed by yet another dwarf, who had just been deep into his cups with the demon alcohol. And it says that a fool's anger is known at once, but a prudent man overlooks the insult. And whilst I overlooked the insult, the counsel of the wicked still led to violence, as the dwarf who into his cups simply wanted nothing more than to drink and to be violent. For the words of the wicked lie in wait for blood, but the speech of the upright rescues them. Thus it is up to us, children, to teach men who fear God that they should stay away from alcohol. And it is also said, surely, that in the good book, that is the good book, he who puts up for security from a stranger will surely suffer, but one who hates indebtedness is secure. Therefore, lend not your troubles to be consoled with alcohol. Lend not strangers to work on your great fortifications of righteousness. But instead, do your own work and stay away from drugs and alcohol, kids, boys, and girls. Amen.
And I need to hear a "Do
Just
not
say
crime"
no.
from the hype man.
Absolutely, absolutely. I will do a do not crime.
A very enthusiastic do not crime.
Exactly.
And I'll give a +2 on to signal the 2 stars I give that speech. It's not a Louis Levi. I'll give it that.
No, it only took 10 minutes to find some proverbs and come up with an idea. If you'd have given me an hour, I could have actually written something better, but, you know.
Oh,
and
that's
it sucks.
18 for the professor.
Yeah, you rolled rather
Very much good
low,
enough.
but you didn't nat 1, so 18. That's the result of it. You didn't sway much more than half the crowd, but some people are entertaining ideas, and of course there's some people that aren't drunks themselves, like one person in the group that's like, "Amen."
Imagine a world without dwarves.
I have a dream.
That's sermon 3. That's sermon 3. We're only on
I
1.
hooked on the 12 rules to not be drunk by, and then into the alt light, and then I can drop them on Imagine a World with no dwarves.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. The hymn, imagine there's no dwarves.
That's what John Lennon was singing about. If you can only imagine.
Imagine there's no shorties. It's easy if you try.
And Ragnar
Short
did
people. Short people indeed got no reason to live.
yes, and Ragnar did a serviceable job hyping Abner up, getting the crowd to a good, let's say 13 people of... No, let's be more generous. 26 people of this town of 1,800.
So real talk, how many alt-right terrorists did we just create? I need a numerical number.
You created one anti-stunty, anti-alcohol extremist.
Did we? How many are lean alt-right?
26.
Yes, you
14.
have 12 people that are to the right of his censor line when it comes to the dwarf
So at the
and
very least, they
alcohol
won't
question.
intervene when they have to get on the train. Gotcha.
Wait.
Exactly.
Wait. Why am I trying to create right-wing people?
No, I'm creating anti-dwarven people. It's the bourgeois dwarves. The evil.
Exactly.
Look, we can no more stop capitalism without stopping the dwarf than we could fly. Okay.
The dwarf's
God, I have-
greed is the seed of capitalism.
Dwarf religion is capitalism. Okay, so we need
God,
to
I
stop the
didn't even
dwarf.
start my elven merchant stereotype here with Drago.
Yeah. No, the dwarves' only god is the coin in their purse.
Okay. All right. Let's move away from that swiftly. Back to Balentyne Tower. During that, I should have been looking for an office of sorts, but Jesus Christ, that was just a wonderful speech, I'll say. Much wonderful.
If you're looking for an office, what about
I found
third floor of the keep?
I found the specific room. Oh, I know the number of the room. Which means I have to look at the real quote unquote map. Yep. Level 4 of the keep. Let me drag Cranston over there. Alright, so Cranston was summoned up here to the keep.
Excuse me, Squire Timothy. Squire Timothy was.
Squire Timothy Poole. 1 second.
Squire of the Fence.
He's from the south side of Talongard.
I'm still upset that I share a name with him.
I mean, he's a quarter elf, if you didn't know.
Oh my god.
Here you go. Here's a picture of Squire Timothy.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm back.
That is. Man, that fucking hairline, though.
Oh, Jesus
What hairline?
Christ.
Now y'all know why he wears the beanie.
You do have a point.
God, my hairline's better
Honestly,
than
at
that.
that point, he'd be better off just working out and shaving his head.
Yeah. And actually, I did the math, Clever Duck. They're less than 13% of the population.
And yet still commit over half of all public drunkenness incidents.
Yes, that is
So it's more like 650 than 1350.
I feel it.
that is closer. Anyway, shit, I need to have representation here. Let's see. Nameplate. Save. Okay. Here we go. All right. You were escorted up upstairs to where the Lord's offices are, presumably in the keep. The one that escorts you opens the door and leads you inside to where Captain, was it Zach Ederly? Let's give him a nameplate too, because why not? Was there... my lord, this is the squire I told you about from out of town. Is what he says is... as Squire Timothy Poole enters the room, Lord Haviland is a aged man of sorts. Though there's no battle going on, he is wearing his rather fine made plate armor. Though he has not his weapon by his side or a shield of any sort. You can assume that those would be in his chambers, which is probably somewhere nearby. He has a gray goatee and mustache combo, and he stands up to address you. Young squire, sit. You've said much of ill purpose to meeting us, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Say that again. I'm sorry.
When you entered, the Lord Haviland, gray-bearded man that he is, gestured for you to sit down. You've come here bearing ill news with grave purpose.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I have been sent, despite the danger, on suspicion, that, with great suspicion, uh, from from the knights, from the Arulian knights, that there may be, and I kind of look left and right, I kind of look behind me and make sure the door is closed. Um, and I lean forward and I go, that there may be Asmodean worshippers within the ranks of the dwarves.
He looks somewhat confused as you tell him this, furrowing his brow slightly and taking a seat himself, his well-oiled plate mail looking rather artistic in its design, not even making much of a noise as he changes posture. He peeks his hands before him. And what of your knight? Is the Larian Order not arriving to do the investigation themselves?
I look down and I go, unfortunately, they originally sent 3 squires. And I avoid his eyesight.
That is quite odd, young squire, for them to send less trained men north of the wall to track down some Asmodeans. How powerful must these Asmodeans be for such a task to be laid upon 3 men?
I look at him and I go, my lord, the Arulian Knights have, from what I understand, great faith in those who rule this tower and this city to make sure that the problem is dealt with. But you have to understand the haste upon which it was emphasized that I come here. You had to have been known as soon as possible, and 3 squires on horseback originally were much faster than a retinue of knights and their retainers. You understand. Also,
I've,
there have been other instances elsewhere in the country, and they were more immediately pressing. From what I understand, there's a military force here and a fortified castle. It was deemed prudent, as far as I can guess, to send myself, and I kind of look away for a moment and I go, and my former associates, to warn you, as opposed to a full fighting force initially.
he observes the squire before him. He reaches up his gauntleted hand, scratches brow for a moment, in some form of thought. These Asmodean dwarves, as you say they are, they must be recent converts, or those who know not what they do. I believe I have inspected them quite thoroughly myself, trying to ascertain their nature. I cannot imagine they are the sort that has the powers to block such divinations.
My lord, I have not been with the knights long, but the things that I have seen, they can hide in plain sight. They can be right in front of you and have your full trust, and you won't even realize it. And then, out of nowhere, they'll turn on you, and everything you know will be in flames. These things, these stories that I've heard, they're horrible. But please, you must trust me. Please, you must allow me to at least start an investigation. I will not even need many of your resources, or any of your resources. Just please know that this is happening, and allow me to inspect what they've been working on, or their private quarters, or something. Hopefully, I can find something.
I can permit this, however, I do believe the captain here He gestures aside at the handsome Captain Ederly. He has told me of. Well, he has told me that he's informed you about the situation here in the tower. There's been no room for private chambers for these dwarves. I am certain they're
Yeah.
holed up in rooms of the inn, some of which they own by communal coin. I
Yes.
can permit you to carry with you my authority when addressing the innkeeper to ascertain the dwarves' belongings when they're not there, but I cannot have you do that alone. I might need to send some trusted men to look after you.
Oh, of course. I don't expect you to trust me completely with such sensitive matters, but please have them be discreet men as well as trusted.
It will take some time to rearrange the schedules, of course, but I can guarantee as such. Captain Ederly will lead you out of this place. While your mission may be great in assisting us, we have little room for you in the barracks and little room anywhere else to seat you. I'm certain you understand, Squire.
I look down and I tell them, I understand. My
So you
life before the net. What?
So you might need to take up residence in the inn of those that you're pursuing. As it is short notice, with you there, I will at the earliest be able to send men with you, men to see you in the inn and inform you of when you can begin your investigation.
I look at him and I go, is there no other place where I can take up temporary residence? Anywhere else? The danger of an Asmodean worshipper seeing someone wearing the colors of the Arulian Knights, you understand the danger of that.
Perhaps I can set aside a guest reprieve for you. I do believe one of our captains is not using his assigned bed chambers, but I must speak with him to. Actually, one moment. Yes, I do believe. I do believe Mott is not using his quarters of late, so I will have to ask him if it is decent for you to take up space within his room. But for now, try to find unused space in the barracks if you need more rest.
That won't be a problem.
What fate befell your horse, if I might be able to ask?
I look down and I go, I'm sorry, my lord. My associates, my fellow squires, our horses, and almost everything that we came with were attacked and stolen. Oh.
Sorry.
Nope, you're fine.
Stolen. Stolen. I will have I'll have Varning doing some patrols to see if there are brigands about with horses in tow, but I do believe he is quite roundly shattered the last remnants that we've found in recent months.
I look up and I go, if you have patrols out, uh, they should know that they did not look normal. I don't believe they were fully human. Possibly they were sent by. They were some otherworldly creatures attracted by the colors of the Arulian Knights and sensed easy prey. I don't know.
And otherworldly creatures have stolen your horse. Bluff check. Oh, sorry. And otherworldly creatures have stolen your horse.
I don't know if they wanted to eat it or to mate with it. I honestly don't know. They didn't see. They seemed human, but I have my doubts. I don't know what they were, and I start having a distressed look on my face.
Bluff check.
I believe Cranston is the only one in the party with the actual bluff skill.
Yes.
Ooh, and he's up against the only person with a sense motive skill. Ooh. Ouch. Despite the roll, he says much of nothing. You must be quite exhausted from your journey. I will have Ederly seat you in your arrangements in the barracks for now. If you do want to return to town, I will have him send a guard to watch over you to make sure you aren't ambushed by these Asmodeans you speak of.
With a relieved look on my face, I thank him profusely.
Alright, and he motions his head to Ederly. And the handsome guard captain walks by Squire Tim's side and says, "Alright, off we go, man." And
I follow.
I think that's about it for the ventures inside Balentyne for right now.
All right.
Let's see, we are at 2 hours 20 minutes into our session. 2 hours 9 minutes apparently on recording. Tim, you said you're tired and you want to go to sleep.
Yes.
Anyone seconding his yes of wanting to sleep or do something else?
I mean, out of sympathy for poor sleepy Tim, yes.
Oh my god.
I need to see.
I mean,
that,
it is.
Fuck.
It is poor sleepy Tim's day, is it not?
God damn it.
Now, can the rest of the party guilt Tim into staying up later because we can?
I will let you know that no.
Oh god, the
Oh my
shoe on
God.
head. Alright, I probably
Oh
shouldn't
my
be talking
gosh.
about stuff that's in Discord chat because I don't have
Um,
Discord overlay for OBS.
also,
Oh God, Wes, why?
And
Yes.
look, Wes, you'll be punished later for not working in. Look, it's complicated when you're questioned.
I should have. Yes, that is
oh
true.
my god.
The only thing I would have left for this day of our adventure is to see if there is anything in the local area that the alchemists would like collected.
He has other people doing the supply work mainly the adventuring sort that come in and out of the town, like yourself, but
Yeah,
trustworthy.
yeah. It was essentially if there's something specific in the area that needs to be gathered. The group I came in with is an adventuring sort, so if there was a sample, I could verify he gets the right shit. If trying to offer my way a couple days to be not suspicious if I don't show up because I'm gathering materials type thing.
To make things easier on myself, I'll just say no.
But fair
So
enough.
you can't just dismiss yourself from work that you put on yourself without excuse.
That is fine. That is fine.
All right, so that we should be ending the session today, unless Corinne has anything to add.
No, I'm just writing a longer version of that sermon for later.
You're
Since
gonna
apparently
perfect
it
your.
was just it was in such high demand. I feel like I need to do it better now. So I'm compiling a list of everywhere in Proverbs and the Mosaic law where the mouth is mentioned, so that I can cite it heavily on why the mouth, what you put into it and what comes out of it, leads to doom. Therefore, dwarves are evil.
I greatly look forward
And
to your masterpiece of a sermon when you're burning the tower down. All right, with that, I think we're about wrapped up here. Hopefully next week nobody has any scheduling issues, Tim, that prevent us from seeing each other for D&D.
The only potential issue is I may be on mobile next week. So
that's
somebody
gonna
might
be.
need to.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have
You know.
someone roll for. Oh God, that's gonna be difficult because you're the caster. We'll have that problem when we get to it. Thank you all for.
and that's only if there's combat.
Yes. Thank everyone on Discord for joining us at discord.oozloo.net. We're here live, quote unquote, every Saturday at 4 p.m. EST on the Discord. I upload all these sessions to YouTube at the channel, which is according to my name, President-elect Verdant Agent. And we'll see you again next time. I don't think I'm missing anything, am I?
no.
I
Nope.
think you're good.
All right. Thank you and bye-bye.
Yeah. Good night.